So say we have a coin problem like this. You know that Ryan has 20 coins totaling $1.40. If he has only dimes and nickels, how many of each coin does he have? So the first thing we should do is label our variables. So since we're only talking about dimes and nickels, I want to say let D be the number of dimes and N be the number of nickels. Right, and D and N I find to be better to keep in track of than X and Y because you're not entirely sure which one's labeled which, whereas D and N it's a little bit obvious. So now that we have that, we go back and read the problem so that we can come up with a system of equations. So we know that Ryan has 20 coins. So if we count up the number of dimes and we add that to the number of nickels, we should get 20, right? So that's one of our equations. We also know that the total amount is $1.40. So if we add up all the dimes, which are worth 10 cents each, and then all the nickels, which are worth 5 cents each, then we should get a total of $1.40, right? So now we have both of our equations. But the second equation is written in terms of decimals, which tend to give everyone a hard time. So what I want to do first, before anything else, is I want to multiply this bottom equation by 100. And what this is going to do is it's going to move this middle decimal over so that the n could be a whole number. But it's also going to move these two decimals over as well. So, knowing that, let's rewrite our system of equations. So the first equation is going to be the same. D plus n is equal to 20. And then the second equation, we're multiplying everything by 100. So we get 10d plus 5n is equal to 140. So this is our system of equations that we are most comfortable with, and now we can actually solve. So in order to solve, what we want to do is pick a variable to get rid of. Usually I pick the variable with the smallest coefficients, which seems to be the n. So now I want to get rid of the n by adding the two equations together. But I can't just add them together as is. But if I multiply this top equation by -5, then for the n, we're going to get -5n. So that way when we add these two equations together, the n's going to cancel out, which is what we want. So let's do that. Let's multiply the top equation by -5. So we get -5 times d, -5 times n, and then -5 times 20, which is -100. And then we'll just rewrite the second equation like normal. Great. So now when we add them together, we are left with 5d, the n's cancel out, is equal to 40. So d is equal to 40 over 5, which simplifies down to 8. So d is equal to 8. There are 8 dimes. So now we want to find n, how many nickels there are. So how we do that is by plugging in d is equal to 8 into one of the two original equations. And it seems like the first equation is probably the easiest. So let's plug d is equal to 8 into the first equation, which says d plus n is equal to 20. So we have 8 plus n is equal to 20, which means that n is equal to 20 minus 8, which is 12. So now we have our d and our n, and we can finally write our answer in terms of a complete sentence and say Ryan has 8 dimes and 12 nickels, right? So this is our final solution, and if we feel so inclined to check, we can go up and check. So we have 8 dimes and 12 nickels, right? And 8 dimes and 12 nickels makes 20 coins total. And so for the dollar amount, 8 dimes is what, 80 cents? And then 12 nickels is 60 cents is 12 nickels. And then 80 cents and 60 cents is $1.40. So as it turns out, our solution is correct, and Ryan has 8 dimes and 12 nickels total.